Welcome to an all new episode of Damn, That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue with Randy and Junior Salinas. The show starts now. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to an all new episode of Damn, That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue. I'm Randy. We're joined by my brother Junior Salinas. And we do have our guest that we did mention last episode. That is Dave with Still There Sign, Off and Russ. Be sure to check out his stuff to get more into that as the show goes on. Uh, but we do got a good fun episode for you. So without further ado, let's just thank our sponsors, which are Holy Smokes Spice Company, Brothers Keepers Barbecue, Very Fresh, Mad Cow Cutlery, and of course, Food Hugger. Be sure to check them out. All their social media platforms. And without further ado, let's get this party started. Turning over to my brother Junior.
Hey, how's it going? We had a great fun episode as we kicked off the new year, finished off in not so great of playoff fashion as far as our Cowboys were concerned, but it is what it is. But we had a good fun episode. Let's get right to it. Let's hit up our small business shutout. For me, I have a opportunity more than a shout out. As some of you may not know, will know now, I do coach a softball team for a charter school and so we are looking for sponsorships to people to donate some money so we can get the girls new uniforms instead of old t-shirts with the number on it, kind of upgrade their stuff on there as it's all volunteer work for me. No money in it, just kind of the thrill of trying to help these girls out and help them learn the game of softball because we do have about 5 or 6 players that are not new for the leadership prep school out here in Frisco, Texas, but they're the leadership prep Lions. So hit me up, Junior Salinas, on Facebook or any of the social medias if you are interested, and we can discuss it further in detail. Randy, what you got?
So my small business shout out is going to be Chard 380. If you're in the McKinney area and looking for some barbecue supplies, new grills, rubs, sauces, hit up Char 380 in McKinney. That is my small business shout out. And then been following on our social media sites, like I've been telling y'all, stay up to date on what we got coming. First topic of the day is going to be that brisket class I'm going to be doing at Chard on February 19th, which will be on a Sunday. So it'll be 4 o'clock p.m. Come out for $50, and you'll get to talk brisket with me. I'll tell you how we go. I go into selecting brisket, trimming it, cooking process, ejecting all that kind of stuff. It'll be kind of fun. We'll have some beer there, I believe some cocktails, uh, and then of course we'll be giving some stuff away as well. So definitely, if you're in that McKinney area and want to learn some brisket, new beginner, professional, you just want to, talk brisket, definitely come out and see me and Sean at Charge 380. It's going to be a fun one. Uh, that is my small business shout out. So definitely I look forward to that. And then what have you been up to, Junior? And what have you been up to, Dave, cooking wise? What have y'all cooked up lately? We'll let you go first, Dave, since you're our guest.
Oh wow, that's real
Absolutely.
nice. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, I've been messing with some of my new products. So everything from some smoked shrimp. I did a little bit of smoked pork the other day over some live oak because I just think that oak is the best thing in the world. Did a little bit of spatchcock chicken. And I don't know, probably saw my shout out on Taco Tuesday. I did a smoked pork kind of play on a quesadilla where I kind of stacked it like a pancake and folded it over with a fresh tomato cilantro salad. It was right on, right on.
For me was a interesting mess up on what was it Sunday. It was real windy, real fighting it. Not Sunday. Sunday we cooked steaks. That was a home run, like always. I've got that, in my Weber kettle. Get that down. Um, Anytime I say it's a home run, that's usually because the little one I have ate it all up, and she's somewhat of a picky eater. So when she eats her
You
fair share and some, it's good. Monday I tried to throw down some ribs. Fought the fire It was super windy, could not get that thing to get ignited for anything on there. So it took a little bit while. The smoke, it wasn't really smoky because it was trying to fight the smoke to just get it up to. It was funny, Randy. It was trying to get it up to 200 at one point. It wouldn't even get above 200. I had him finally take him off again, take him off, get him back going. Finally got the temperature up, and by that time it was already 3, 4. As I'm trying to do it in between work, walking out there trying to fight it. But the bark on the ribs actually came out very crispy, which was different than it's used to. Used that holy garlic and the noble rub, so it was a win combination with there. Did sprinkle a little bit of the New England Pitmaster rub on one of the steaks on Sunday, and that came out really well as well. But that's what I've been cooking. And then, of course, practicing and working, being like you, stretching myself probably a little too thin, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's no fun trying to work and cook at the same time.
No,
But
it ain't. That's for sure.
yeah, I hadn't cooked anything. I didn't cook anything last week because I worked from Sunday through Thursday with a storm hit. And then got kind of just stuck at work because I didn't want to make the 45-minute drive home in the snow. Didn't want to chance it in the truck, so just stayed at the hotel because weren't going to pay for the hotel. I will stay at a hotel for you and work. Um, Easy day, easy money, and then so I mean, just basically been working, staying warm, uh, and that's basically it. That's why I asked,
Nice.
what have y'all been cooking up lately? I know Dave's always got some good Instagram and photos. So if you're definitely looking for some good ideas, check out his page or any other groups that he's in because he makes some killer food. It always makes me hungry every time I see it,
There
for
you
sure.
go. That's it.
Appreciate it, fellas.
But we'll dive right into it. So you're the guest of honor today, Dave. How did Still There Shine sauce? How did that come about? And all that. So just
Well,
tell your story.
it's kind of a weird path, if you will. So, for those of you that don't know a lot about me, I actually cut my teeth in the food industry ever since I was 14 years old, and went to CIA in New York, became a certified executive chef with the ACF, and cooked professionally as a certified executive chef for about 35 years. And back in 2013, I left and went out on my own, just making a little sauce, just trying to mess with it. And boom, here it is. Took a hard look at barbecue sauce during my career and all that and things that I had done, and realized it seemed like a lot of the products on the shelf and that were at market were kind of all the same thing, kind of just a thick, gluey tomato base thing. And so I kind of thought about the end user first. So I kind of thought about it going backwards. If I was a dude or some lady at the grill or the smoker using my product, what would excite me about it? And so I thought about that first and then worked backwards into a process that takes a little bit longer. Well, no, it takes a lot longer, I should say. And but has done well. It's been accepted well and has done well by me. Um, the fact that we don't buy a commercial ketchup, we make our own ketchup. The fact that when we smoke things and we have a smoked flavor in our products, it's either from a paprika, a pepper, or actually hardwood smoke. So, that's how I got started in it. I didn't cook barbecue professionally. I mean, I cooked all over the place in country clubs and whatnot, but just had to make something different. It just seemed like there needed to be a little bit of a change. And I'm by no means gonna change the world, but I think I've carved out a good niche with a clean, different, unique product line.
Yeah, I definitely have. Yeah, I'm with you there. All the store bought sauces are really kind of thick. That's why I was kind of told Junior and them there's in my opinion there's two different types of sauces. There's your thick sauce, it was like kind of like your dipping sauce, barbecue sauces, and then you get into the stuff that's just going to enhance flavor. So more like a glaze that's thin enough to kind of tack on there to where you can taste it, but you're not going to taste straight barbecue sauce. The very beginning. So definitely, uh, I've had your sauces right in front of you, and I told you they're really, really good. Uh, Definitely, they are unique. And I did not know you make your own, ketchup and all that.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah. There's
amazing right there. Yeah.
it's kind of a crazy thing because I get every once in a while you get some people that stop by to shop, just to say, hey man, I was in the neighborhood because if we don't know you're coming, we don't open the door. And I'll have the smoker out there where I'm smoking tomato paste, onions, garlic, smoking cherries for the cherry bomb, and people are like, you actually really do that? And I'm thinking, well, yeah. That's why if you call me with a giant order some days, it might be a hot minute before I get it to you. You know what I'm saying? Because so sometimes I might be running a little thin, but I mean, we use only true stuff. There's nothing. There's no high fructose corn syrup in my stuff. There's no MSG, no liquid smoke. Everything's produced gluten free. Everything's produced in a tree nut free facility. I mean, that's kind of my whole take on things. Making a good clean product that still has all the nuances of what a person would think a barbecue sauce or a vinegar sauce or a fruit sauce should be, with just taking out all the not so good stuff and adding just all really good stuff back to it. So it's been a labor of love, but I tell you, it's awesome. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now, so you smoke. If there's something that's smoke flavor, if it's the smoked paprika, you probably buy that. But everything else, if you're adding that smoke flavor, you're smoking over what kind of wood or charcoal are you smoking over?
It depends upon what I'm doing. So in my campfire gravy, the smoked onion is done over hickory. In my cherry, the onions and garlic and the cherries done over cherry wood. So it depends upon what I'm smoking to make it happen. If I'm just doing tomato paste, it'll always be hickory. I don't have a lot of, I've got some smoked paprika in my products, but not enough to warrant anybody saying, well, wow, that's the smoked paprika. Nah, it's probably because we've smoked onions and the garlic so hard down, to where they've actually gotten sticky sweet, and then made the product. We smoked onions and the garlic 4 hours, cherries for 4 hours. Tomato paste usually runs about 2.5. And everything's done hot and fast. I'm not looking to spend 3 days smoking, but it's just, I just think it's a different flavor. It's a different way. It really tastes like you stood at the grill.
Okay. So now, did that come about like trial and error, just trying to figure out what worked for you, like what worked for each sauce, or
Oh yeah, you gotta remember I had 35 years to make a bunch of mistakes with it and got paid to make the mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely, yeah,
it definitely helped me.
you're way past
But
that.
all my products in my product line are things that I've used at one point or another in my career, except for the my hot sauce. I'd never done a hot sauce before, but probably for the last 3 or 4 years, so many people at festivals and shows and online want me to make a hot sauce, and so I did. And that's the most different product that I had. That honestly took about 2 years for me to get it right because it was just had to. I wanted to make something that just didn't have a lot of stuff in it. It doesn't have very many ingredients and it's just super clean.
Yeah. So which one? The I'm taking it. The original one was the first sauce you come
Oh
up
yeah,
with.
yeah. So the original, that was the first one, and everybody's got to have something that they want to put Sweet Baby Ray's out of business with. You know what I'm saying? But that's a tall order right there. That's a tall order.
Yeah, good luck. Good
Yeah,
luck
they're
for
not going
sure.
nowhere anytime soon.
We'd all be in Florida right now, fellas.
For sure.
You can.
Now you say your products are gluten free. Is that correct?
Yeah, I manufacture everything with gluten-free products. Yeah.
Uh,
And I don't claim gluten free except on my rubs. I always put that disclaimer that they're made with gluten free products.
Okay.
Me as a small business, I don't have to test for gluten free, but I just want to make sure that people know that I'm paying attention to that. So if you see Worcestershire in my products, it's probably called Tamari, which is the gluten-free Worcestershire. It's a whole different product.
Cool. Because that's fun. I mean, we brought it up, and like I said, it's one of those things a lot of people don't think about when they think of barbecue. They think, oh, it's not gluten free and there's no options. I had to learn that on my wife's side. They got a bunch of people that they can't have gluten. They got to have gluten free this and that. So it's nice to know there's options for them to have different types of styles and rubs and sauces and all that other stuff for them. For sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It's definitely trying to get that gluten free. Lately, it's been for me at least. I would say is because our sauces are mainly like they're sweet based. I
Yeah,
always tell people when we say sweet, we're not saying Sweet Baby Ray's sweet. We're not saying drinking a Coke and taking a bite of candy bar sweet. It's
yeah,
just that balance of sweetness mixed with everything else.
yeah.
So trying to get people to understand that versus as soon as you say sweet, they're like, oh no, I'm gone. So
Yeah,
trying to
I get.
find.
I'm with you on that because I mean, Randy, I've seen you at festivals that people have a mindset, of what they think sweet is, and most of them, you're right, they're thinking that thicker, dense product that you get in the store from the big three, and a lot of times they look at your stuff and they try and they go, well, this isn't sweet enough,
Yeah.
which because it doesn't have 18 grams of sugar in it, I guess, you know. But I think it's just all in the approach you want to make. There's enough room. It's a very crowded category, as we all know, but there's plenty of room for all of us to get a little piece of the pie.
Yes, there is. Now, lately for us, I'm not sure about for you. When someone tries it, they try a spicy one. They say it's not spicy enough. They want it spicier. I know for
Yeah.
his wife's family, most of them like when they want it spicy, they want ghost pepper, scorpion type spicy. Like we're never gonna make something that
They're
spicy.
two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah,
It's like some are ketchup is too hot, and some is no, we need it spicy, 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 or we don't even
yeah.
taste the food. I'm like,
We need hot sauce.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I guess it's always a progression for me. I got three
yeah.
products that are on the warm end. My lip smacking is what I would call a mild heat. The pepper in that it's nothing but crushed red pepper is all it is, but it's in the process on how I mill it and what I do to it prior to making the sauce that brings out a lot of heat, brings all the oil to the top. And then my hottie, which is Scotch bonnet driven, and I use the true fruit. I got less than 0.1% powder in it, so it's just for a little boost, but it's all done by true fruit of the pepper. And I mean, that's hot. I mean, it's about 350,000 Scoville. I mean, it's hot, but it's not crazy hot. And then my
Yeah.
watermelon with the scorpion pepper, it's just north of 1 million. And people say, it's hot, but it's not real hot. At the last festival I was at, this lady said, well, it's hot if it gives me the hiccups. And she took a taste of it and it tastes like watermelon right off the bat. And she goes, well, I guess it's not going to make me hiccup. And about as soon as she said that, all of a sudden she couldn't stop. I guess it's hot enough.
Yeah.
But I think to your point, some of those products, it's just all hot and no flavor. There's no. This would make me come back and want to eat this on something. You know what I mean? If you're just trying to cowboy up and take a big plate of hot stuff, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Over here in Carolina, I live just north of Pucker Butt down there in Fort Mill, South Carolina, and you want something hot. I tell my friend Ed Curry to send you something hot. There ain't no doubt about that.
No. Yeah, because see, that's the thing. I was like, I don't mind a little spice, but I want to be able to taste the flavor, the seasonings. I don't want all this heat on there. And it was funny because they made wings or something one day, and they were like, "Yeah, this is too hot. I don't even taste the chicken in this." I was like, "Thank you." But
Yeah, and you know
this
what I
is
find a lot of times, and you guys, I'm sure, find it out there where you are, is that a lot of people with these products that make them hot, they add a lot of the powder to it. Well, the powder's always going to make it hot because it's so concentrated. But I think that's where, to your point, Junior, of getting the flavor profile. If you use the actual pepper, well, then you get a whole lot more flavor with a good bit of heat rather than something that's going to melt your face off and then you can't taste anything at all.
correct.
Yeah.
As I would think you want to taste your food. You're spending all that time cooking it.
One would think.
That's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm odd. I guess.
I don't know.
Definitely just trying to get more.
Groceries sure aren't cheap these days. That's for sure.
That's big time facts.
Now, what are your top sellers? Like let's talk sauce first. Those-
So, pig polish, which is my blackberry,
mhm.
my NC mop, which is my vinegar sauce, and always my mustard sauce. I mean, always mustard and mop sauce are always at the top. And pig polish, since it won some awards, is really taken off. But people are a little hesitant when they see a purple barbecue sauce. They're like, man, I mean, what are you doing to it? But when they read the ingredient, and the first ingredient is blackberries, and that's honestly where it stops for them. They're like, wow, this is crazy good. And just the versatility of the product, you know. I always tell people like, man, you got a lot to say about it. And I said, well, if I don't tell you a lot and give you a lot of suggestions in the 20 seconds I got you in front of me, you only think of me from Memorial Day to Labor Day. And,
Yep.
Nowadays, you guys know that's just not the way it is nowadays.
No.
You go to these pages and these guys are smoking in 3 feet of snow nowadays, and that never used to be like that.
Yeah,
That is the
that pig
truth.
polish is definitely that one is really really good.
Yeah, it's
That
crazy
one
good.
and the cherry one, I would highly recommend to someone listening if you're wanting some different sauces. Give those two definitely a try.
Yeah, and I mean on the rub side, what's my butt rub always sells really well. My wing goop, my yard bird, and probably lately my coffee rub has really taken off. And now that I'm getting over here, we're getting ready to get into all the hunting shows. And I will tell you that there's not a hunter that comes to these things that doesn't buy my coffee rub for turkey or venison. It's ridiculous how much of that they buy.
Oh yeah, I believe it. That coffee rub, I used it on a steak before, and that one was really really good.
It's crazy good.
Yeah, that one, the butt rub is I had is really good. Uh, and what is it? The barbecue one that you
Yeah,
sent
that
me?
barbecue
Yeah,
one, and you've used it. I mean, that's kind of like my all around deal right there. I mean, it's one like you don't have to think about stuff. It really works on everything.
yeah, it really does. Yeah, that coffee rub, yeah, you can definitely taste the coffee in it from the moment. Like you can smell it out of the bottle, you can taste it in your hand. You cook it, and you can still taste some of that flavor of it.
Oh yeah,
It really mixes really really good. Definitely, I could see why the hunters use it on venison or any kind of wild game. Um,
yeah. They love it. They love it.
uh, and then what others? How many sauces do you have? I know you have a whole bunch.
Oh yeah, I got 11 sauces and 9 rubs. And like we were talking before we got started, I got at least 2 more products coming out this year for sauces and at least 2 rubs, maybe a third rub. I definitely want to get that other hot sauce out if I think I can manage it. Because the other side of what I do is I make all my products, but I'm also a co-packer for about 40 other people. So I stay fairly busy.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You do have a lot
That's
on your
an
plate.
understatement.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Uh,
we
I
do
think.
we do pretty good. We do pretty good for a little small outfit.
Oh yeah, I believe it. I mean, just co-packing yourself for just yours is gonna. People don't understand that takes a while, just for one barbecue sauce and one rub, and then you add in 11 and 9, and then you add in now 40 different companies as well if they have just one product. That's a
Oh
lot.
yeah. I got a lot of, we pump a variety of products. I mean, not only barbecue sauces and rubs, but we do some elderberry syrups. We do this hot chili oil, and this thing is freaking hot. That we do for a guy out of Vermont. I mean, we do a bunch of stuff. We do a bunch of stuff, but keeping true to the whole gluten-free environment, no tree nut environment, that whole deal there. Just that way I don't got to go through a bunch of headaches with the FDA or anything like that. I can, they can see that everything's clean and good to go.
Yeah. Now those 40 other companies, are they kind of local or are they throughout the United
Oh
States?
no, they're all over the place. They are all, I mean, we do Kentucky, we do Vermont, we've done New York. I'm getting ready to do a lady out of New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
And I don't, I mean, everybody knows my barbecue sauce website, but people don't realize I actually have a manufacturing website that honestly, until about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I didn't even have one. So if I was making your product, it's because someone told you about me or we had a conversation, because I have to be able to control it. It gets to be
Yeah.
too crazy because everybody wants you to make everything for them.
Yep. Yeah. You kind of have to limit what you got because if you get too much on your plate, then someone's gonna have to take a back seat to it. You definitely
Well,
gotta.
and I mean, I'm what in the co-pack world. I'm just a small fish in a pond, But there's guys out there that have the 120, 130,000 square foot facility, and I don't have that, and don't want to have that. I think I'm more interested in the relationship with who I'm making products for rather than worrying about their money. Money's always going to be there from them, but I want to make sure they're comfortable with what I'm doing, and they got an issue or they got something they want to talk about. I'm available to make sure I can do that for them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Uh, Now, so one question that kind of me and Jenna kind of discussed before is the whole created process. So when you come up with different rubs, like the new ones you got coming, or different sauces, uh, is it someone coming up with an idea, or you just kind of hey, what about we doing something like this? Um,
Well, I would say it's kind of a hybrid of both those situations. I think, I kind of sit around and think about it, and I look at my product lineup and I think, what don't I have? And, I do some reading and look at some of the other guys, what they got going on and what I see people are doing and what's trending and all those kinds of things. And I mean, to be honest, I'm usually 6 months behind on all that. But I think even when I bring it to market and it's accepted well, it's just a simple fact that I just don't complicate it. So, like you were talking about my coffee rub, it is not a complicated item. I mean, it's got like 6 ingredients in it. That's it. There's nothing complicated about it. It's just in how I mill it and how I blend it that creates that. The sauces. I have a bunch of sauces that I've kept for years. I mean, I probably have 25 products for that. But, I'll never get to that point because it's just way too many. But, just slowly bringing something out, or, like I said, with the hot sauce, guys or girls ask me, hey, man, what about a hot sauce? We need something hot. Well, okay. You got to go on that adventure, but I always stay fairly true to my North Carolina roots. So pretty much everything I do here is driven by something about the state, like the watermelon, all the watermelon hot sauce, all the watermelon comes from North Carolina. We're the number one watermelon producer in the country. So even the scorpion peppers in it come from North Carolina, just up the road about 50 miles, about 100 miles up the road. So, I stay true to those roots and, try to make it into a product that is going to be accepted by others. Because the hardest thing for me to ever think is, man, I'm not going to be the one eating this all the time. It's always the hardest.
so all the ingredients that you have and all your stuff comes from North Carolina.
No, 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 no. That would be impossible. But I would say on every product, probably at least 40 to 60% come from North Carolina. The rubs are harder because there's nobody here that does a dry ingredient. You know, I have to go elsewhere for that. But
So like the peppers or
oh yeah, that's all here. That's all here. Yeah, I can source that real easy here, real easy.
yeah, that,
What
yeah,
do
I'm
you
with
have
you
a
on that.
favorite rub or sauce that's your go-to thing? I think ours, we talked about it last week, Randy. Ours is the holy garlic. That seems to be what we lay down first for just about anything. Do you have something like that that's your go-to thing when you're cooking, or you recommend, hey, start with this and then work your way up?
I would say my wing goop rub is probably a go-to thing for me. It's people have told me for years they feel it's my best rub. It doesn't sell the most. Everybody thinks the name butt rub is giggly, and everybody buys that. You know, see,
I
you
thought
guys
it
are
was great
laughing.
too. Yeah, I thought it was awesome too.
I mean, you know, you go to a festivals and ladies pick this butt rub up with their husbands saying there, go, oh, we're gonna get some of this. You know, I mean, it's just funny. But I would say my wing goop for my rub, and I would say for my sauce. Oh, that's a tough one there. I would say on any given day, my vinegar sauce because it's got a little bite to it. Or if I needed something tomato driven, it would probably be lip smacking or hottie hottie.
Okay. So now, if you were stranded on a desert island with
Uh-oh.
one sauce, what sauce would that be? You can only have one sauce for the whole time.
Wow. You and your questions.
I would have to pick either cherry bomb or pig polish because I think given the overall game of everything, I'm on an island. They pair well with just about anything.
You can't go wrong with either one of them.
Oh no, no.
Yeah. See, for me, if I had to pick one of our sauces, it'd probably be that peach sauce. Uh,
Yeah, your peach sauce is banging.
yeah. It definitely is. It's nothing like that pig polish or that cherry bomb. Uh,
Yeah, and you know,
yeah.
my peach sauce is so different from everybody else's. It's got that little bite of jalapeno in it. But I mean, like, you know, like everything else, you know, I start with peaches. I don't start with an extract or a puree. It's the actual fruit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just finding what your particular taste is first, and then going from okay, well, someone else like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
that's
know,
all.
I mean, a lot of times, you know, and I mean, you fellas run into this. You know, people don't realize that there's a difference between a fruit puree and an aseptic fruit puree. You know, there's a huge difference. And you know, I choose not to use the aseptic part. I just use the fruit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yeah, I have a buddy that he makes uh, some stuff with fruits and stuff, and he ran into the problem of it um, fermenting on some of them. And he's like, how do you get it to stop him? Like, well, you have to cook it hot enough to get everything to cook out of it.
Also,
At least
probably needs to
you're not
adjust.
going to use something that's going to prevent it.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, acetic acid, vinegar. Vinegar takes that away real quick.
Yeah, yeah, and see that's
So,
something. I mean, I don't have to worry about it because vinegar is in the tomato that we use
yeah.
because we use ketchup. Um, but yeah,
Ketchup.
he's not using any vinegar in there, so he had to
Yeah, it's
think
tough.
outside the box. Like you're gonna have to cook it hot enough to get to kind of prevent.
Sure. Yeah.
You kind of got at that point you have to think like a moonshiner kind of to kind of
Yeah,
how do you get
you gotta think like a chemist, that's for sure.
That is for sure.
you got to think outside the box.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, definitely trying to find some unique flavors. Um, so now, a question that he had, in a previous episode, um, that I'll ask because it was definitely a good question he asked me. If you have, let's say, a new customer come up to you and they want to know, hey, I'm cooking, let's say, some ribs. What's that combination you're recommending?
Well, first I'd ask them beef or pork because they never tell you. They say ribs, and that doesn't mean anything to me. I mean,
What's that?
you know, I don't know if you've ever gotten this, but I actually had a guy tell me lamb ribs one time. Yeah. So, you know, that was tough, you know, figuring that out. But I would say if it was pork, I'm always going to tell you go with my butt rub or my yardbird rub. You know, and I'm always a combination guy to where I like to I salt and pepper my protein. I rub that base of my mustard sauce on it. I let that sit for about an hour. I dust it with my butt rub and I put it in the cooler overnight. And I like to leave it in the cooler uncovered overnight. That way it kind of gets a little bit of that hard crust on it, you know, that decal on there. And then I like to go ahead and bring it out the next day. Little another dust and a rub in the smoker you go. You know, if you're going to do beef ribs, I really like my coffee or brisket rub on a beef rib. And I like to take with the beef rib, I like to brush them real well with my vinegar sauce, because that high vinegar content breaks that muscle fiber down a little bit better and kind of helps soften that molecule up. And then all I do is dust it and sauce it.
Oh yeah, definitely some beef ribs like that are definitely delicious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, lamb ribs.
No.
We've never had lamb ribs before.
Lamb ribs? No, we've had
I tell you what,
venison.
well, that's nothing you're going to run into, you know, on a daily basis. You know, I told him, I said, the only thing I would do is I put some of my barbecue rub on it and brush some of my original sauce on it, because, you know, you're thinking, you know, lamb, you're thinking Greek, you're thinking tomato, you're thinking feta, you're thinking that rich, almost umami level there. So, you know, that's what I told him. He didn't tell me I was wrong. So, okay.
Yeah, definitely not wrong.
As I'm glancing on your website right now, looking at locations, I noticed you're all the way in France. How did that happen?
On a platform that I sell on the internet.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was looking at your locations and I was like, oh wow, he's in France. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
I got a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's crazy how people find you. It's just crazy.
Oh, I believe it. I can believe it. I think we had a goal one time was hit all 50 states we hit. And I was like, now let's spread it out. But I think with COVID and all that, it's kind of taken a step back on it. What is your favorite, if you had one thing you were going to cook, the last meal you could ever cook, what would it be?
That's easy.
Grill, smoke.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I grew up in Baltimore City, Maryland, and I'm a soft crab lover. And it would be soft crabs all day long. And I'd pair it with my vinegar sauce and mustard sauce. Done. It'd be that easy for me.
Yeah, hesitate on that one. He's been thinking about that.
Man, I love a soft crab.
Yeah. We don't got fresh stuff here, so we don't know what it's like to have freshness that's up there for sure.
So how did you get from Maryland to North Carolina? How did that?
Well, when I graduated from culinary in New York, I think I was 20 or 21, something like that. I got a job in North Carolina, and I never went north of the Mason-Dixon line ever again. I've just worked the whole southern half of the country. So it's been good. It's been real good to me.
Now, because of your background, because I see you won some awards last year. How many awards have your sauces and rubs won?
Rubs, I haven't won any awards. And I, you know, I think I know what the reason is, but you know, that's neither here nor there. My sauces, mustard sauce has won twice. Vinegar sauce has won 3 times. Hottie once, pig polish once, and lip smacking once.
Oh wow! And that's from the Scovie Awards or the?
No, that's Scovie Awards. That's the Fiery Foods show, Zest Fest, and North Carolina Hot Sauce Festival.
Oh wow!
Which is huge. I mean, people don't realize that the North Hot Sauce Festival actually brings people from all over the country to that thing. There's about 190 vendors there for
Oh, wow.
one
One
day in
day.
a little
Wow.
tiny town. Yeah. Yeah.
There's probably some serious money flying around there for just one
Well, I
day.
tell you, this town is so small. They do it on about, I don't know, let's call it 8 city blocks. And this one day, there's over 11,000 people that attend this event.
Oh wow.
It's crazy busy.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine that 8 blocks and being that
Oh,
many
it's wall to
people.
wall. It is wall to wall.
That's like going to a football game here, just high school.
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
that's a high school game. Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Wow. And then I know y'all travel around to events.
Oh yeah. Well, I came out there to Texas a couple times, and they moved that event to the end of the year now, and I can't come at the end of the year. It's too hard to take a week off of work to come at the end of the year. But I do a lot of stuff in Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. Um, Trying to think where else I'm going to go this year. Um, those may be all the states I'm going to. I might not be going any farther than that. Um, I start first weekend in March at a hunting show called the Dixie Deer Classic in Raleigh, North Carolina. And that's a big show. That's 3 days, 60,000 people, which is real nice. And then I do a beer, bourbon, and barbecue event in the eastern part of the state. And then I go to South Carolina for another hunting show. So, even though, people are always like, well, you've been doing this for so long, why do you still have to do festivals? Well, think about it, Randy. If I did festival, I'd never met you,
That's true.
and that's what it's all about. It's all about meeting people and shaking hands. And, if you buy my product, great. If you don't, you won't forget me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Because we were talking about that the other day. I was explaining to my wife a local barbecue place that's got other locations that closed around me, and I said, "Well, I didn't hear good things, reviews. The guy didn't really care, and what people thought." And she goes, "Huh?" And I said, "It's all about the rule. You're going to tell 5 people how good it is." And then those 5 people may tell another 5 people. So you want the impression to be good, not bad. Because you don't want 10 people or 15 people to know, hey, well, this guy really doesn't care. He just wants to make the money. So, yeah, I agree with you on the festival. It's real good to get out there, meet and greet, so they actually get to see the person behind what they're buying for sure.
Yeah, and I think people are amazed when they ask, well, whose company is this? And you say, you say yours, and that they can't believe that you're out there. And I'm the only one that does the festivals. I don't have anybody that does them for me. Sometimes I got a helper, sometimes I don't, but most times I'm doing by myself. I load up and go.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, my opinion is, if you have a business, if you're wanting to do it, whether it's barbecue, whatever it is, if you want to do a festival pop up, something like that, you should be there as well because it's better for you. Just like you said, meeting people. But when someone comes by, if you say, "Oh, well, it's my dad's business or it's my brother's," sons. If they're not there, in my opinion, it's like, well, do they care? What they got going
Exactly.
on. If you're there, then they meet you firsthand, and then they can say, okay, well, I met him, nice guy, blah blah blah, and then the whole five thing comes in, and then all of a sudden, bam, bam, bam. Now you're
Oh
getting
yeah,
money.
and I mean, you only get one shot at that first impression. And if
Yeah,
they
first
don't like
impression is huge.
Sally Sue, who's working your booth, they're not going to buy from you. They don't care who you are.
Yeah,
It's who that person is they met for the first time. That's what they're going to tag that product with.
yeah, it's true.
Very
It's true.
true.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. Yeah, and that's what I guess a lot of people just don't get that it's that first impression and that's it. If you're bad on it, it's actually done wonders for Randy that I can say and testify to him because he was really shy at first. He's really shy when you get to just you're around him and then he opens up and he kind of starts talking. So I know it's helped him in that. So if you're shy, hey, and you want to start a product, get out there to the festivals. It will break it very fast. If you intend to make money and make that connection, you'll overcome that fear quick. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. You almost don't have a choice. You threw yourself into the fire.
Yeah.
You got to swim
Correct.
quick.
Yeah.
Correct. Because I don't think I could buy anything if the owner was not even there. Oh well, I just work for them. They sent you here, and I've never heard of this product. I want to know something about it. I don't know if I could give them my money. That's me
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if you come across as people who are like, oh, well, I'll go out and sell it for you or this and that. I'm like, I don't want someone to sell it for me. I don't want someone to try to do all that because then if they have a question that you can't answer, you're going to have to come to me. So I'd rather, if someone's going to sell the product, I'd rather it be me because I can answer that question, right then and there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Certainly, I mean, I I can't afford paying someone for it, so definitely,
That's a
I hear you. I hear you.
big time fact. Oh wait a
yeah.
minute.
And then they're gonna want some kind of. Well, if I sell it here, you're gonna have to cut me a deal. No, no, we'll cut out the middleman. And I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
There you go.
might as well.
Because then the first impression for the store is even bigger than selling it to someone, and just one person. Because that store
Absolutely.
is gonna want to meet you. They're gonna want to know who it is, who they're buying it from, and all that kind of stuff. And that's definitely helped us get in some stores and stay in some stores for sure. Right?
Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah, you do got a lot on the plate this year. Hope safe travels everywhere you go.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Now, what? So, what's your favorite thing to cook? Uh,
Oh, well, I'm a seafood guy. I don't cook a lot of seafood, but I am a seafood guy growing up on the Chesapeake Bay. But I guess if you boys were going to swing through and you're going to say, "Man, let's grub, drink a little liquor," I'd probably say we're probably going to have to do some chicken wings and brine them real good overnight, smoke them just right, grill them, or another way I like to do them is I like to tempura fry them. Gives it that nice crunchy outside, and
Yeah.
it's got that nice little bit of soft middle to it. Oh yeah, I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
oh yeah, can't beat some wings for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to make it complicated.
No. Sometimes simple is the best way.
Absolutely.
Nice and simple.
Yep, absolutely.
And then,
Chicken wings. Ooh.
what's that?
Hungry
What's your
already.
go-to drink?
Say it again.
What's your go-to drink?
Liquor or what?
Whatever it is, if we're
Corn
coming over,
liquor.
what is in your hand and what is in your cup?
A PBR is going to be in one, and a corn liquor is going to be in the other.
Woo!
That's what I figured you were gonna say.
I reckon you boys will like that. I reckon you boys will like that.
Oh yeah. We like it all. For
We gotta
sure.
have some. If we're having party there, we gotta have
You
some.
got it. Yeah. We're not trying to drink
Mine's
water.
in
We're
the name,
traveling.
hopefully it's better.
We're on
Oh,
vacation. We want no
I
water.
got I got some water for you, but you won't be hanging around too long with it.
You better just sip it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't chug it.
No, I've seen people make that mistake with some of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
They don't take much neither.
No,
Oh no.
just
But
a little shot, and that's it. At least for me, what
Oh
I've
yeah.
had inside of the store is that one little shot, and I'm good.
It's a
Tell me what
strong drink.
to drink. I'll still get up and do things, but it's gonna be at a slow pace. But you got any other questions, barbecue questions, Junior?
I've got no questions. Like I said, I'm looking at the website. I'm asking y'all to go check it out. Still their shine sauce. I'm looking at all these products, and there is a ton of options, a ton of things. You can't go wrong with it. Um, just have to see. Like I said, this is what I've been looking at most of the time. So go check it out and go order for it for sure, because you're not going to go wrong for
You
sure.
want to share that website and show those products for them? If you haven't pulled up, if we
Can
could get out of it.
I do have it pulled up. 1 second here.
And while he's pulling that up, Dave, where can they find you on social media and on all that?
At Facebook and Instagram at ShineSauce1920, and Twitter. That'll just click right on over. Those are the only social platforms I'm on. But I'm in, as you mentioned earlier, Randy. I don't know. I'm probably in 25 or 28 barbecue groups. So an enormous amount of posting goes on there throughout the week.
Oh yeah, definitely telling you. You make me hungry when you see some of those fancy posts.
Yeah, I kind of do things a little different than everybody else.
Yeah, me it froze.
Um, I can hear y'all. Can you hear me?
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah, we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
I think your screen probably got froze.
It's I need a new computer. This thing's about as old as when you started making sauce.
It's
I think
probably
it did
before that.
freeze.
Let's be honest. Uh,
Culinary adventure is what I'm looking at.
Oh
Let
yeah.
me while let's pull it. Let me exit out and see if I can get it back real quick. I'll be right back.
and while he's doing that, what's that? What's that website, Dave? That they can go to?
It's www.stillthereshinesauce.com. And, everybody always asks me, well, how'd you come up with that name? And it's pretty simple. The still is because that's where the liquor comes from to make all my sauces. And there it's because the bootlegger still survives. So we're all still there.
So you make all the sauces out of a still?
All the sauces contain corn liquor, 7% liquor at the cook. Oh, yeah. Every single one.
Oh shit! No wonder why they're so good.
Yeah. Every single sauce.
Oh wow. Yeah, I haven't read all the ingredients on there. I know I read some of them.
But I mean, just the cool stuff of starting with fresh onion and fresh garlic is already enough of a hook for people that are like, wow, that's so super different. Oh yeah, you got it going on there, Junior. That looks good.
I'm telling you, like I said, I've been clicking on this. You got swag that you can go buy with it. You want the bigger stuff, the half gallon. I like the grilling kits. I will say that is an interesting. But if you're looking at your sauces, there they all are.
Definitely the cherry bomb or pig polish. If you got it in the half gallon, that's what I'd recommend for everybody. Someone gonna say, why should I get that much? You're gonna need that much.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's your
We
news.
did the every year we do this event called the Southern Christmas Show in November, and it's basically a 15-day Christmas show. And I had a boy come, and it was early. It was like the first Thursday. And he came up there with his family and says, well, I guess I'm just going to take 2 jars of that vinegar sauce. I said, all right. I said, but at 2 jars, what I'm going to charge you, you could just go ahead and buy you a half gallon. He says, nah, that's too much. That boy came back Saturday, bought 2 half gallons.
Like I
He says,
tried
it
to tell
wasn't
you.
enough. I said, I told you.
Try to tell people trying to live it up. Yeah, you got your half gallon, the grilling kits. That seems to be like a good, I would think, good starter kits if you want to.
Yeah, so the cool thing in that thing, Junior, that you can't see is in that kit, you see you got the 2 sauces in the rub, but in that kit, there's actually 2 smoking planks.
Oh,
And you can see how you can pick your planks right there. So all of them come with alder hickory, but if you want cherry maple, cherry alder, whatever you want, we can make that.
okay.
Oh yeah. And all of them
There
are
it is.
logo stamped and all of them have directions on the back. So it's really a cool kit. So the idea of the kit is all you need is protein and a grill. Everything else is in there. You don't need anything else.
And I was looking at the thing, and it's cool because you do have the facts, the nutritional facts. So
Oh yeah.
people, if you're questioning it, go to it and check it out for sure. And then I think you had those were the grilling kits. Just
And there's a rub kit in there too.
yeah, that's
Yeah, that's the
and
rub
there's
kit.
the rubs
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, and those are just as you see them. There's no grill and plank in them. That box wouldn't hold a grill and plank. It's too small. It's it's a
That's a
collection.
pretty small one.
Yeah, it's a collection of three rubs that I kind of say go in that direction of beef, chicken, pork, fish, and veggie. But all my products have little pictures on them which tell you suggestively what I think they all go with.
Oh, yeah.
So just because it says fish on the outside of the box doesn't mean that's all you can do with it. That's just to kind of start you off.
Correct, and that's a great point because I always said that with people. It's like try it on different things. I've put some rub stuff on some eggs or whatever just to try it out. Let's give it a different seasoning, and it's kind of like, oh, this does taste good on that. This does taste good on that.
Oh,
So for sure. And then, like I said, people, you also, if you're looking at trying to find without ordering online, you want to go into the locations. He's got a bunch of them. And then again, like I said, I wasn't making it up. Way at the bottom. If you're in France, pick it up. And
Oh, yeah.
I would pick it up while you're over there if you do travel out there. And then you've got some recipes on here as well, which is also pretty good. And like I said, you're a trained chef, so they're going to be good. It's going to be.
Yeah, I got a couple of things there, and I'm working on a couple other things to change them up this year a little bit. They've been on there about a year. And the reason I don't put a lot of recipes on there is because you can't really hit what people are going to make. They always, you're at a festival or they call you or, they hit you online, what am I going to do with this? So, that's kind of where all that drives from.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Everything you need is right there. And then, of course, if you just need to contact him on there. Looks great.
Telling you, get y'all some of that cherry bomb or pig paws in that half gallon. Can't go wrong.
You can't, for sure.
When I had them at that festival, man, I was like, oh my goodness, these are really.
I'm gonna have to get some.
I appreciate it.
Those are amazing. Yeah, that's it. That's all the questions I guess I had.
All we got right now.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I appreciate that opportunity.
Yeah. Before we wrap it up, we're just going to turn it over to you for a second. If there's people you want to thank along that have helped you along your way, family, friends, whoever it is, workers, this is your time to thank them publicly.
Well, I'll be real honest with you. There's only one person I'm going to thank, and that's my damn wife, because she got to put up with a load of crap from me. Man, she would be woman to put up with me. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm a handful.
You got it out the way. Most people, we've had some forget about it, and they're like, "Oh, wait, my wife." I guess the wife walked in the room.
Yeah, we had one. Wait a minute. There's nobody else you want to thank? You sure? Think about it.
Yeah, no, that's it right there. I mean, I tell you a quick story about that. So, she's always my taste tester, not with the hot things because she doesn't like hot, but I'll tell you, I brought that pig polish home one day, right in the beginning, right when I was just starting to get it right. And she looks at me and she goes, "What are you going to do with that?" I said, "Well, I'm going to put it in a jar, honey." She says, "No, you're not. You're making that just for me." So that's how that came about. Yeah. That's her favorite right there.
That's it. Yeah, definitely. I'm telling you, that's some good stuff. I can see why she wanted it.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll wrap this up. I'll go first, and I'll let Jenna wrap it up, just like he normally does. Definitely, like I said, check out his products. I mentioned it before in podcast. Still there, Shine Sauce. It is definitely good. I don't want to, miss out on some good stuff. There is unique flavors out there, so whatever you're looking for, buy something, give it a try. You can't go wrong with that cherry bomb or that pig polish. And then, of course, my small business shout out was Char 380. Again, if you're looking for a good brisket class to come out to on February 19th at 4 p.m., come out and see me. We'll talk some brisket. I'll show you how I trim briskets and everything like that. You can criticize publicly to me. I won't care. That'd be good fun. Basically, is all it'll be. If you want to try our rubs and sauces, go to BigSalinsBarbecue.com. Like we said before, give it a try once, give it a second try. If you don't like it, definitely let us know. Any kind of feedback is good feedback. Cause you never know. You just may get hooked on a big taste, big flavor, big Salinas. That is what I got. What you got, Junior?
Again, thanks to our guest today. Go check it out again at stilltheirshinesauce.com. You can't go wrong. I have a feeling I'll be placing an order soon, so don't be surprised if you see that come through. But like I said, it is going to be great to go out there. And again, I have the Leadership Prep Lady Lions softball team. They don't want to be called ladies. I'm sorry. The Leadership Prep Lions softball team. We're getting started. It's only their fourth season in there. I've got some sponsorship opportunities that the possibilities are endless of what we can do. So if you're interested in that, hit me up on any of the social medias and we'll reach out. We'll go from there. We'll have communications and talks with that so we can help get them equipment that they need so that they can actually feel proud to be doing this task. And of course, making sure their grades are up as well. But that's really what we have for today. We again thank you for it. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe and like button. Check us out on all the social media sites. And whatever you do in life, whatever you're doing, do it with love, do it with passion, and we will see you down the road.